We had just got home from like a bucket list vacation. I guess a couple weeks later, I took a test and I could not wait for Donnie to get home from work. I called him at work and I said, we're pregnant. Like, I couldn't do what most people do and make a big deal out of it. I just had to call him right away. And we were just crazy excited for our first kiddo to get here.
Yeah.
Around 12 weeks pregnant, they realized there was an issue. Every week we had to go in for another ultrasound. And originally they had told us like he would not make it to term. Every single week it looked worse and worse and worse and worse. Like he's not going to be okay. And that was a hard time.
Coming up to when William was going to be born, ultimately we knew that he's probably going to grow up differently than other kiddos, but we knew it was also in God's hands. And so, we're just kind of along for the ride, and we were okay with that.
When I first saw his face, he was all wrapped up in a little blanket, and I just thought he had the most perfect nose. Like, that's what I saw. And as soon as I saw his nose, it was this ultimate comfort. Like, God, you heard my prayer. Thank you. Your lefty, can we use the other hand? Yeah, close. Get him.
Now, can you tell me a little bit about fun?
Are we gonna start to watch a movie?
You're in the movie.
Wait.
You're gonna be in the movie.
I am? Taylor! I'm starting in a movie!
I heard about the Little Lighthouse through a Mother's Day Out program I had reached out to. And at first I was very skeptical, but then I went. I was immediately just blown away and amazed. And we were put on the wait list, and 2 years later, we got the call that he was accepted.
When he first came, Will was pretty reserved and shy. He didn't want to really leave his mom and dad. He would frequently remind us that it was time to go home. And what has happened with Will is while he's been here, he's really transformed into, he's joyous to be here. He loves to be here.
This year, he's started trying lots of new things. He had some reservation last year, I would say, about trying new things specifically in the gym, but now he asked to get on the trampoline, he asked to be in the swing. So his comfort level, his desire to do more things has really blossomed this year.
And now, 3 years later, we go to the Little Lighthouse, and Will has like all these friends and all these people that he knows and that know him. Me and Julie are not the center of his life anymore. Like, there's this incredible group of people that are behind him.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye.
What?
Oh, you're listening.
I know 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, he's going to be able to look back on his 4 years at the Little Lighthouse and say that that was a defining time in his life. And it's been just as impactful for us in how we raised William and also how we raised our other kiddos.
This is a cause that has changed our entire life. It's giving our kiddo a jump start. And we just want to say thank you a million times for giving him that jump start.
We're gonna watch a movie, are we? It's a movie about me.
You're gonna be a movie star.
Yeah. Have a great day.
So we found out we were expecting Sarah. We had just moved to Tulsa. I had a fairly typical pregnancy, and then Sarah was born early. She weighed just under 4 pounds, and she spent a month in the neonatal unit at St. John's just to grow, basically. When she was about a week old, went back and we had a meeting with the doctor and some counselors, et cetera, and they said, we need to let you know that your daughter, Sarah, has trisomy 21 or Down syndrome. And when I left the hospital that day, since I was already released, I stopped by a bookstore to buy a book about Down syndrome. And the only book I found that day about an individual or a child with special needs was the story of the little lighthouse.
This is my purple backpack, and I really love my smile.
Sarah was probably about 4 or 5. This was towards the end of her time at the little lighthouse.
Well, I got picked.
You went to the U.S., where'd you go?
I got picked, ready to go at USA Games with my 100, 200 in the relay.
So you ran pretty fast then?
I really did, yes. I am really, really fast. I really want to go there again and make that happen again.
Is this? Why don't you lead me
to
your building? I'm gonna walk behind these guys. Take us to your space.
You're funny. Sugar time, snack time, gift time, lunch, gym. That's all the times. That's Wednesday. That's all right here. This is really my purple classroom. I like it a lot. It's my favorite.
Early intervention has been a key aspect, always, for the little lighthouse, reaching the children when they're very young, helping them to make the connections in the brains that are needed for later on. And as you can see with Sarah, it made such a huge impact in her whole life because she knew that she was going to be able to read, to walk, to run, to smile, to sing. And that just continued throughout all her school and now into her college education. As a family, it's pretty hard to put into words what the little lighthouse has really meant. It'd be hard not to cry because it was just a place, a safe place that your child could go and be loved. It's something you can always be proud of that Sarah's an alumni of the little lighthouse.
Do you think this is a really special place for?
It is, with all the children. That's why I don't want to cry. And I don't want to cry, I just love them so much. I love to help all the people. I love you, Mama.
I love you too. I'm so proud of you.
I know you are.
We got married in June of 2016, and we didn't really decide we were gonna have babies. It happened, honeymoon baby. So I took a test, and then he had a man cave at the time with his PlayStation 4, and so I made a sign and put it on the door that said babies and bunnies allowed only or something. And then he saw the sign and said, I don't know what to do, what do we do?
I've always wanted a family and kids, and so when it happened, I was shocked, but I was also overwhelmingly just excited and ready for this next phase of life. Well, she texted me and said, the results came back. Baby has Down syndrome. You're taken back at first, I guess. You're not expecting that. But at the same time, then it moves on to, well, I just want this baby to be healthy. You hear stories about Down syndrome babies' hearts, and I was just hoping for a healthy baby. You know, I knew about this place from friends of the family and knew what it was about. Just everything they have to offer here far outweighs what we can offer her on our own.
Yeah, I knew when we came for the tour that she needed to be here just because we talked to all the therapists and people that are here working, and she needs it, so we're ready.
She goes to daycare, and we love it there, you know, but she's with kids that have no disability at all.
The social interaction with the kids here is totally different. I think she's blooming as far as her personality, but the therapies and stuff also, I want her to gain a lot as far as speech and, you know, all those things that she's not really getting at daycare.
You like that? You like that? Swing! Wow, the water! You see the truck? Oh, you can wave. Say hi, fishy.
Regardless of what comes out of this wait list and however long it might be, whether it's 3 months, 6 months, 2 years, as long as this early intervention program's going on, we'll be here. We're just overjoyed and truly, truly thankful from the bottom of my heart.
We're thankful and we're happy for the ones that are here now and get to experience it, and we hope that we get to be part of it too.
Amen.
We're just very thankful for all the people involved, all the teachers, everybody that makes this place happen.
Say
Bye,
hi.
Sissy.
Well, kisses.
As we look across these shoes, we realize that each pair not only represents a name on the waiting list, but a child in need, a precious soul waiting for opportunity, for the chance to flourish, to grow, to learn, to be the best they can be. But most of all, these kids just want to start their journey at the Little Lighthouse.